Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to hide the kids and pop the top on a cold one. Coming to you from the Riverbank studio in Nitro, West Virginia, please welcome the inebriated cast of Section 304.
Welcome to Section 304 Podcast, where we're drinking beers, talking eaters. In the studio with John Crum, and this time, Diddy's MIA. It's just me and you tonight.
Wonder what Diddy's doing.
I don't know. It's hard to tell. I mean, he did take that trip to Columbus. He might still be recuperating.
Probably got a little rowdy. He said he was.
Well, and especially after that game against Texas. I mean, it looked like all hope was lost, and that game was over, and
that's the worst I've seen us play defense since the Coastal Carolina game when we lost in the... Sorry, folks. Worst I've seen us play defense. Our first half defense was the worst I've seen since the Coastal Carolina game.
How about, was it Jamby that kept saying, don't count out this WVU team? I've watched this team.
Yeah, Fran too. Fran, I think Fran was there when we came back against Oklahoma State.
Okay. And they just kept saying over and over, you can't count this team out. You can't. And I'm thinking, you sure can. You're
not going to get any stops. You're not coming back from 19 down. I don't know. I mean, obviously Texas shot out of their minds against us, but they also got every single thing they wanted in the first half.
Well, that first half they were shooting like 73%. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were getting layups. We didn't guard anybody. It was really bad. And then we go into the half. We find out after the game that the halftime speech, I think Huggins let him have it. Let him have it pretty good.
Yeah, according to Hugs, when asked about his halftime speech, he said they won't be playing that in front. He said that won't be played publicly, at least not if there are women and children present. Now, I mean, I got to say, I know that I've been all over you about the way you say about Derek, and I mean, to stay unbiased, man, what's he doing on defense? I mean, I get trying not to get into foul trouble, but it seems like his lax defense is now affecting some of his offensive game. I think he's trying too hard not to get in trouble because we can't afford for him to get in trouble, that he's losing his game.
Well, he struggles out on the perimeter, and Texas was able to get him out there. They ran a bunch of the screen and roll stuff, and they were effective with it. I think he doesn't want to get in foul trouble, obviously, like you said, but he's just not a very good perimeter defender. A lot of big guys aren't. I mean, if he wants to go to the next level, that's one thing he's going to have to learn how to do. And I just think teams can, first of all, it's the Big 12. Every team has a good coach, just about, and they see the weak. If we see it on TV, they see it. They know what they have to do against him. He's not a great rim protector either. I think one-on-one in the post, he's fine. But if you get him out on the perimeter, which Oklahoma really did, our last game, Oklahoma before Texas, Oklahoma did a really good job getting him out there. We had to go to that smaller lineup with Gabe again. Gabe's much better on the ball defender. He's a better defender against the screen, but you give up rebounding.
And you give up any offensive production, honestly.
Yeah, but the other guys the guards have to step up and pick up the load, which they can do.
Right.
That in the past, that hasn't been the case. But Taz can get 20, Deuce can get 20, McNeil can get 20. McNeil got 2 quick fouls in the first half. Hell, Fraschilla didn't even think he made the trip.
Right.
Did you remember that?
Yeah.
Because he's out of the game like with 18 minutes left. He comes in the second half and lights it up.
Yeah, he made up for it.
He definitely did. Taz didn't shoot particularly well, but I liked his aggressiveness going to the hoop. He got to the free throw line a bunch. McBride was solid. He didn't shoot particularly great, but he made 2 crucial 3-pointers in the second half, which is what he gives you. The guy who stood out the most to me on Saturday was Emmett Matthews.
Yes. Well, and did you see what he had to say?
No. What do you say?
So he took the loss against Texas the first time.
Mm-hmm.
He said that was on him, and he said it wasn't going to happen again. And he said he played with a chip on his shoulder and put this game on his shoulder. He said we weren't going to lose to him this time, and that's what that's what we've all been sitting here waiting for. What we saw against Texas with Emmett is what we know what he can do, and we've been waiting for it. We need him to play. If he plays like that 3 out of 4 games, I mean, can you imagine what this team could be?
This team could go to the Final Four. I mean, I saw something out of him that I can't remember seeing. He slapped the floor, and he was yelling, "Let's go, let's go." I haven't seen that out of him before.
No, I've never seen that intensity.
I think our guys we got a bunch of guys that are laid back, and that's fine. I mean, they keep their composure. I mean, they get down 19 and it doesn't affect them. I've never seen, in all my years watching West Virginia basketball, I can't even think of another college team. I think we've been down at least 4 times that I can think of in the second half, double digits, and we've come back and won. 2 of them were 19 points on the road.
And we've done it, 3 times this year? Been down and come back?
No, we were down against Texas Tech at home. I think we were down 9 with like 6 minutes left. We were down 11, maybe 13 at various points in the second half. No one probably remembers this. We were down 12 against Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
And came back, kicked the shit out of them. And then the 2 19-point comebacks are incredible. I can't think of any team. I've just never seen anything like it before. Right.
I mean, it's kind of like when we get down big time. It's like, hey, now we can start playing.
It's weird.
They're not worried about doing anything, and there's no hesitation in the shot. And the thing is, it's not like they're making stupid shots. They're working the good shot. They're posting up.
We don't take a lot of bad shots.
No. Now,
not 3-point shots. There's some.
I was going to say
shots
there's mid-range. There's long twos.
Early in the shot clock, long twos have got to stop. Some things I really, really liked out of this team on Saturday was we got to the free throw line.
Yeah.
We started attacking the basket. We had 2 guys. Matthews went in and tried to dunk on a guy. McBride did too. That's what you want to see. You're not going to get fouls called shooting mid-range jumpers.
No.
And they were able to – they won the game at the free throw line. I know if this was reversed, we would be crying about the officiating because we shot 37 free throws to their 10.
Right. And that's what my dad and I were talking about, how not a single person – not a single WVU fan has said anything about the free throws or said anything about the officials. And then, when you look, we didn't put them on the line as much as they put. I mean,
it's hardly
at all.
Hard to foul when you don't play any defense in a half.
So we outscored them by 22 at the line. We 26 for 37 to their 4 to 10. Outscored them in the final 18 minutes, 41-20.
Yeah, it's crazy. We adjusted. We went to that matchup zone. That was outstanding. We played it very well. I don't know if that's something you can do for a whole game. I think it's something you got to kind of throw at them.
Yeah, I will say, and I've said it numerous times this season, our defensive IQ is not there to run that man and switch. Because on that man and switch, you don't always switch depending on the matchup. Our guys
switch every time.
will switch every time,
Yeah.
and then then you can work around that matchup you want, and that's almost what Texas was doing in the first half. We were doing that man and switch. They were drawing us out.
Well,
and-
they did that, what Fraschilla called a ghost screen,
Right.
and we don't know how to defend that, which they should. But the thing with me, though, I've bitched about it all year, is just getting beat off the dribble. I mean, once you get beat off the dribble, you're cooked.
You're done, because then you're playing
cooked.
from behind.
Yeah, and you have to make all the right rotations, and if you play a good shooting team like Baylor, and even Texas, I mean, Texas was getting a wide open looks from three, and they make them. The one thing I like about the matchup zone is it sort of negates dribble penetration, which is, in my opinion, our weakness.
Right, and we said, look, if you're going to beat us, you're going to beat us with the outside shooting. We're not going to let you enough with these easy uncontested layups. It ain't going to happen.
And one thing I liked, I have not seen us communicate on defense like we were against Texas. You could watch them when they brought the ball up, they were talking to each other. That's a sign of a very good defensive team.
Right.
I haven't seen that very much from us this year.
And it kind of reminds you, and I mean, not that I'm comparing us to a high school team, but watching a high school team, hey, I got 5. Hey, I got 5. Hey, I got 10.
Yeah.
I mean, they were pointing, they were communicating, saying, hey, this is my man. This is my man.
Mm-hmm.
And that lets,
Well, you have to. Those are tricky. It really fucks the offense up because they don't know you're in a zone until it's too late. So they try to start running their man stuff like screens and rolls and stuff. It doesn't work. So again, I don't think it's something we can run like a whole game, but we can throw it at people and kind of slow them down a little bit, which is what we needed on Saturday. Because like we said, the first half, I mean, they just scored layup.
Good. Defense.
Yeah, right.
Because, again, let's be honest, our defense,
Very good.
no.
The way we try to play, switching, and then we double team, and then we're in your grill like the whole time. I don't think it's working.
No.
And maybe if we play a little bit more of a softer man, where we're not constantly on the ball pressure, maybe we don't get beat off the dribble as much. Which, I don't know. I mean, if this team wants to make a serious run in March, they're going to have to get stops.
And we're not going to be able to outshoot.
Hey,
everyone,
I don't know about that. You know what our percentage is since O left?
No.
3-point shooting, we're 40%. We 40%. I'm breaking out the Ken Palm, folks.
Here we go.
No, the top 3-point shooting team in the country is Baylor.
Okay.
43%.
So
After
we're just
that,
3 percentage points below
we
them.
would be in the top 5.
Really?
Yeah. But, O left. I don't know what I think we're like 34th right now. But when O was here, we were shooting 30 or 32, I believe.
Well, but again, it's because we were so focused on
Yeah, we weren't taking a
pounding
lot
it
of
down.
them. Right, and then you have spacing. You had spacing issues, and now the floor's spaced properly. You have Culver. Culver gets his one-on-one matchup, which is what you want.
Mm-hmm. And he's starting to feel that double team and is kicking out.
He's doing better. He didn't. I didn't think he played that great.
He
Saturday.
didn't. He really didn't on either side.
No, he struggled a little bit. I know he had 14 points, but that's okay. I mean, he doesn't. That's the thing, though. With these other guys stepping up, he does not have to get 20 and 10 every game.
Right. Well, same thing with McBride.
Yeah.
As long as Taz is coming in, Jalen Bridges came in, hit a couple
He hit
big
2
threes.
One of them was really big. The thing with Taz, people are going to look at his shooting numbers and be like, well, he didn't shoot the ball well. But you want him shooting.
Right.
I mean, he takes good shots. When he gets shots, that means we're running good offense.
Right, because his shooting is high percentage. He
Yeah.
takes high percentage shots, especially for him. He doesn't take this stupid,
No, he'll jack a couple up, but you can live with that. He's
But
a good enough shooter that he can do it.
Right.
I don't have a problem. Same thing with McNeil. McNeil's going to take a couple, and you're going to be like, well, that wasn't really a good shot. But,
like a roll around fadeaway.
yeah. But, I mean, he's a good enough shooter, man. You want him shooting. And Fraschilla talked about it during the game.
Amnesia.
They have amnesia. They got the green light.
Yeah.
Let him go.
Well, and that's one thing. You've never seen Hugs pull McBride, pull Sherman, or pull McNeil because of their shots or their shot selection.
They take good shots, though. I don't really have any sometimes McNeil will shoot one from a little bit too far out.
But at the same time, you've heard Huggins say it's in his range.
Yeah.
If someone's going to take a shot like that, I'm going to let him. Now, I don't want him shooting from beyond NBA range consistently.
No.
But if you're feeling it and they're giving it to you and nothing else is there, I mean,
They to their credit, they do not take bad shots. Sometimes I wish they would shoot more. Sometimes I wish instead of shot faking, they would just go ahead and shoot it. Shoot the three. Don't shoot the long two.
yeah, and it almost feels like on that shot fake, they're second guessing it instead of trying to get someone up in the air.
Hell, shot fake and draw a foul.
Yeah, shot fake, drive in, and body up on someone. And who was it that fouled out down there near the end of the game for them?
Ramey.
Yeah, Ramey.
That's the play of the game.
And we went right at him.
Yeah, that's the play of the game. I don't care what anybody says, because if Ramey doesn't foul out,
We're in trouble.
no,
They
he
hit that
takes the
three.
last shot.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. He's 7 for 8.
Yeah.
You want him taking that shot or the other guy? The other guy was like 1 for 6. And
Even
he
though-
still almost made it, but that was the play of the game. That's something we did against Texas Tech on their big guy, and we got him out of the game. Didn't do it against Oklahoma.
Right.
Could have gotten Manic in who's the guy who killed us? I don't remember his name.
I can't either.
I can picture him, but like I said, situationally, we did some really, really good things. Now,
McNeil, there at the end.
at the end, well, the whole management of the game at the end was bad.
Well, before we get into that, when that ball went out at point 2, right when they went to the monitor, I looked at my dad and I said, "Doug Sermon's going to screw us." Fran talked about, and he goes, "Here, Doug Sermon's going to go to the monitor." I said, "Here it is. He's going to screw us." I said, "It's evident that ball hits the ground at point 2, which means the game should have been over." Mm-hmm. And they put point 3. And you could tell by the look in Hug's eyes when they tried to explain it to him, he wasn't going to do something stupid,
Wasn't going to pull a Chris Beard.
right, and get a technical because it was too close at that point. But he just kind of gave him that look, like, yeah, okay.
That was a crazy play, the tip play.
He caught it.
The end of the game though, my God, what were we doing? I mean, we're up 2. We have 2 chances to get absolute daggers and go up 4,
Yeah,
and couldn't hardly get a shot off.
yeah,
This has happened before. This happened.
what
It
happened?
happened
Oklahoma.
at the end of the Oklahoma game,
Yes.
right? Yeah. And it's happened earlier in the year too. That's something they're going to have to figure out before March. I don't know what you do there. I know we clear out and we want McBride taking the ball to the hoop,
But you've got to have an outlet, and it
Yeah.
seems like we go out, especially. I mean, Texas does us a favor, calls that timeout, and so we have a chance to set up, 1 or 2 plays. If they come out in man, here's what we're going to do. If they come out in this, here's what we're going to do. And it's like we came out with the intent of McBride. Everyone else clear them out. McBride, you just take it to the hole. And it seemed like that was the only play. And when no one was clearing out, and McBride was standing up top of the key dribbling, then he dishes to Sherman, and we turn the ball over. It's like, and that was just because the clock was running out.
I think we wait too long,
Yeah.
and I think we're a little bit too concerned. I understand you want to run the time off, That's important. That is important.
But rule of thumb is when the
Get a
shot
good
clock
shot.
gets to 10,
Yeah.
you start moving.
Go.
It seems like we go at like 6.
Shit, if they just ran regular offense for 15 seconds and then I would rather see that than a guy just holding the ball.
Yeah.
Because everyone stands around, no one does anything, and
Yeah, I guess it'd also be different if McBride's standing up top of the key, dribbling the ball.
Yeah.
And we're in some type of motion moving around. And because even then you could draw a foul.
that's ideally what you want. You want to get fouled. Get to the hoop.
But again, we do a lot of standing around.
Yeah. I tell you what, and it's different than at the end of the Texas Tech game when you're pretty much getting the last shot.
Yeah.
I know we didn't really though because McClung got that shot at the end, but that's a little bit different situation. That's why I would even just run normal offense, and I don't know if you pound it into Culver, maybe pound it into Matthews because Matthews is a pretty good shooter, but here's the bottom line. Huggs is an unbelievable coach. They'll figure that out because we're going to need that in March. There will come a time where we absolutely have to get a bucket, and just standing around waiting for someone else to do something's not going to work.
Right. Well, and again, I mean, I'm not questioning what Huggs does. I mean, he's a genius at the game. I mean, he hasn't got on. He should finish this season with 900 wins.
I hope so.
I mean,
Yeah, it's very good.
realistically,
Yeah.
he could finish with at least 900 wins this season.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not saying he's not going to figure it out. And you can see, I mean, I've got to give hats off to him on his lineup rotations in the Texas game. I mean, I thought the way he decided to go small at times, it was like, this is going to kill us, and it doesn't. He's a great, great, great coach. These players, at times, it seems like they don't fully buy into him. But when they do buy into him, things start falling and things start going. But then it's kind of like they revert back a little bit to their way, and it's like, oh, this ain't working.
No, they don't do what they're taught. That's just human nature, I guess. But I guess the elephant in the room, though, is what happened to Texas. And
Man, I thought we were going to see a UFC fight right there in the middle.
I've never seen two guys. I've seen it get heated. I've seen them yell at each other. That's part of the game.
Right. I've seen them face to face, nose to nose.
Yeah,
but not getting ready to just throw.
They were going to fight
right there.
Had they not gotten pulled away, they were going to punch
Yeah.
each other. I can't recall ever seeing that. But that's a credit to our team. Our team, they're close. Not saying that Texas isn't, but I don't think anything like that would happen to us.
No, I think you've seen it. You've seen McBride yell at somebody. You've seen, Culver yell at Gabe when they're together.
Yeah.
And it's nothing, you've seen all of them yelling at Ketty Johnson and Bridges because they're so far out of position and getting beat. And all it is it's, I'm helping you.
Right.
I'm not getting on your ass.
There's trust
Yeah.
there. Something broke down with those two guys.
You're going to get yelled at in film. Mm-hmm. This is on you. Hey, get it. Get on your man. Take your man. Do your job. We've got you here. Do your job. Mm-hmm. And it seems like, he got called out and he didn't like it. And
yeah, he didn't like it.
there's got to be more to that story. I mean, it's something that we'll never know. But
they'll work it out. But I mean, that was a factor in the game. I think we were coming back regardless. I don't know if we come back and win, but that changed. That totally took the wind out of their sail.
Oh, absolutely.
Totally did. And I mean, that is composure, and luckily we have that, because we've seen West Virginia teams melt down.
Oh.
Not like fighting each other, but
we've seen a lot of meltdowns.
Yeah, just melting down. And I like this team. I really, really think that they can go far in March. They have a lot of the elements that you need to go far in March, and I'm excited. Hell, I think tomorrow night though is going to be tough. TCU's going to come at us, but I think we can beat Baylor. I'm not scared of anybody.
Well, how about this? Let's take a break, and then we'll dive into the next 2 games in Texas.
We'll be right back after this word.
Son of a bitch!
Boogie's Driving Range and Barbecue. A natural grass driving range located in Tornado, West Virginia, beside Big Bend Golf Course. Open 7 days a week with golf ball dispenser. Boogie's offers a great barbecue menu with delicious items right off the wood fire grill, fresh every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We also have a newly remodeled clubhouse with bar and a large patio to enjoy the peaceful mountain air. Open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Friday and Saturday, and 11 to 9 p.m. on Sunday. Boogie's Driving Range and Barbecue.
I bet she didn't think twice about Amarillo. Hill, Denver, all but once crossed her mind. She's flying down 40 like a bat out of hell from Memphis. She left me all alone in Montgomery tonight. She's getting dick down in Dallas, real out in Raleigh, tag teamed up in Tennessee. Ain't on in Austin, but fucked in Boston, giving Nick down in New Orleans, putting me through hell, fucking someone else. Now I'm the one on my knees.
Welcome back to 634 Podcast. And recording this on a Monday night, so now tomorrow night we heading over to TCU. Man, that's a long trip. Starting off in what, they probably got down there Friday?
Probably. I don't know. I mean, the weather was a huge issue.
Well, yeah.
I didn't even think we were going to play on Saturday.
Well, they were talking about canceling it.
Yeah. You got TCU and then Baylor on Thursday.
Realistically, TCU should be a win.
Yeah. We should win the game. We got to play well, though. There's no nights off.
No.
That'd be 6 consecutive road wins. I don't think we've ever done that in the Big 12.
That's what I was just going to ask you.
I don't think we have.
Shoot, I wonder how often we did it just in the Big East.
Probably not very often, if at all. Maybe the schedule lined up where we played the bottom of the Big East was always really bad.
Temple and
No, Temple.
No, not Temple.
Like Seton Hall was
right.
bad. DePaul, South Florida had some
St.
shitty
John's,
teams.
depending.
St. John's had a few shitty teams. I don't know. I mean, we were, 2-16 on the road the last 2 years?
Yeah.
Last year we couldn't hardly win a road game.
But we were dominant at home.
We were good at home, and now we are winning road games, which, in my opinion, I know we dropped a couple at home that we didn't want to lose, but the mark of a good team is winning on the road.
Right.
Now, to be fair, there aren't a lot of crowds, so I think it's easier for a road team to go in and steal a game.
What was it? You that we were talking, or maybe another group text I'm in, but they were talking. You add the crowd factor in there. Mm-hmm. Do we come back against Texas Tech and beat Texas Tech at Texas Tech if they have a crowd?
Or do they come back against us because we were leading the game?
Yeah.
And
do they come back to us,
yeah.
and then vice versa at home?
Right.
And same thing with the Oklahoma game. Does it go into even overtime?
How many points is the home crowd worth?
Right.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. Hell, Texas, they were piping noise in, but that sounded weird.
It did sound weird, especially when Fran had to point out that, even though it sounds like it, there's no fans here. There's no fans there in Austin. There's a bunch of cardboards. I was like,
But yeah, I mean, we got to win tomorrow night. We're on the We're on the 3 line right now. We're
Yeah.
the last 3 seed, so we cannot afford to lose to TCU. Then you got Baylor. Going to be a tough game.
And that's Thursday night,
That's
correct?
Thursday at 5 p.m.
That's right. That's right.
So you're
that's
going to
right,
have to
that's right.
lie and figure out a way to leave work early.
Oh, go get a. Hey, I mean, I know people that they've rode that Corona.
Had Corona a couple times,
yeah.
coinciding with the Mountaineer schedule.
Right. It's like, come on. I mean, if I would do that at work, they'd be like, yeah, okay, we know why you're calling it sick.
Me too. Baylor plays tomorrow night for the first time in 3 weeks. That'll be interesting. They got Iowa State.
See, and that's going to be something to watch because no basketball. So this isn't like, hey, you're shut down, but you could still come in and practice and work out. When you're in COVID protocol, you're not to be in the facility, period. You're not to be in there shooting, lifting, And so now you're just getting your first practice back. I mean, we got bit by it, and you got to see how sluggish, how slower and kind of off we were. And
Yeah,
that was just,
yeah.
a week? 2 weeks?
Right. I think you can recover from a week. 3
hard to
weeks is
come
going to
up-
be interesting.
Right.
That's a preseason.
Yeah.
It's almost a month. That's like almost a full preseason. I don't know. I think what you said, they've limited activity. Who knows? Couldn't come at a worse time for them because they were playing about as well as Gonzaga.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, it was no question that they were going to be one of the 4 1 seeds, and and odds are, more than likely, unless they just completely fall off, they're still going to be a 1 seed.
Yeah,
But
I would think so.
now, I mean, you go in there and lose out, maybe a 2, which might.
Well, they play Iowa State tomorrow night, then they play us, then they go to Kansas. Kansas is playing a lot better.
Yeah.
They're playing a lot better. Now their schedule got a little bit easier, but they are playing a lot better.
Well, I mean, Kansas looked awful.
They did.
So, and now you're starting to see that team kind of gel a little bit. I mean, they're being a little bit more. It's looking more like a Bill Self bought team. I mean, Bill Self coach team.
I see what you did there.
But no, I mean, regardless of what went on, I've always liked Bill Self. So
Yeah, seems like a good guy.
yeah,
My barometer for if I like a coach or not is if Hugs
likes him.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's everyone's still ragging on Chris Beard. I was like, look, I said he was upset. He sold out, but he went up and still paid respect.
Right.
Well, and same thing. And this is one coach. I mean, I do not like Shaka Smart, but Shaka was arguing that last call and argued, and then went over. I mean, and kind of dapped up Hugs and said, okay, it is what it is. I've argued my case. I know it's not going anywhere. And then
You got to do it at the end of the game. There's
Yeah.
nothing. The game's over. There's nothing you can do. You
right,
lost.
you just hope
That's
that
for the
just
next
maybe
game. Next game.
Right.
Yeah.
just maybe that sticks
You
in
don't
their
like
head.
Shaka Smart?
Not really.
Why not?
Well, because I'm going bald, and he's been bald, and now he grows that majestic hair that he's got going on. It's like, look,
I'm disappointed that they don't press more. I always liked watching his teams press. Now,
but same could be said about us.
right. Well, we just don't have the personnel anymore.
And they've changed that rule.
The Halo rule?
Yes.
Yeah. you're
Which
right.
that's what we used to kill you with. Would smother you. Would be on you and on you and on. We would just. It's just like going to a bar and someone constantly bumping into you and touching you. I mean, I know I'm kind of like, oh, I've had my fill for it. I'm
It
like,
wears you down.
Yeah, get off
It
me.
wears you down.
So imagine playing a competitive sport and someone constantly just smothering and bumping and checking. And I mean, you can't move.
You're going
at
to
all.
foul out of frustration.
Right.
And you're going to turn the ball over out of frustration. And I don't know. I mean, Matthews got one, though.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been a foul on him. He got up in that guy's shit, and he paid the price. Emmett Matthews was on the floor the whole damn game. I bet you he needed an ice bath.
Oh, he took.
I mean, he got after it.
Well, shoot, when he went in there to dunk the ball and got taken out, then the guy that took him out kicks him in his face. Not on
Yeah,
purpose.
Right. He fell on.
But he fell on top of him. It's like, let's add insult to injury. Let's give him 2 fouls on it. No, I don't know. I mean,
love
coming
the
in.
intensity we had. I mean, there are times where we have not gotten aggressive and not gotten after loose balls, and I love that. To me, is a trademark of a Huggins team, is getting on the floor and
Right.
getting after people.
Even
when you
though,
don't see it, it's noticeable.
Well, yeah, like when we lost that ball and what's that douche's name for him? They got that technical jumps on the dog pile.
Oh yeah,
But
well, he got a foul called.
he did get a
thankfully, yeah.
right, but it should have
That's-
never even come to that.
I did that a few times in high school, Yost.
Well, I mean, I did
You
it
did get a free shot on somebody.
right,
Yeah.
or you slide across the floor and let that force of your shoulder go right inside of someone's head. No, I mean, going in, we need to carry that intensity from Texas into TCU. TCU, this is a must-win game.
Agreed.
You must win
Agreed.
this one.
If
We've
you want a
gotta-
good seed, yeah, you're
Right.
exactly right.
We got to leave Texas at least 2 and 3. But I'm telling you, I like our odds at Baylor with this break and the way we're starting to play. I like our odds, and I think there's a part of Baylor that still remembers, because it's pretty much the same team, still remembers how the season ended last year.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good point.
And both teams are pretty much the same teams. I mean, we lost Harler and Rout.
Haley and
And- yeah.
Schwebe. Schwebe played a really good game that game.
Yeah, but
We're in the top 10 again, and we haven't fared well. Cause
yeah, we
it's
played
like
better
get-
like in the top 15.
Yeah, and I'm a little concerned about that. I think they got to be tired. They have to be a little bit tired. And then they play Baylor on Thursday. You would think that there's a little bit of human nature there where they are looking ahead a little bit.
What is it? We've played how many games in how many days?
We will have played 4 games in a week because we play Kansas State at home.
Okay. Only team in the country to do it. Ever. Is what they said when they were talking with, what Crady
You know what,
and them
though?
were
We
saying.
say that, but all these guys think they're going to the NBA, and that's what the NBA does.
Well, right,
Yeah,
but I'm just saying
I mean,
collegiately.
Right. No, that's a tough draw, man. That is a tough draw. Texas, I didn't think we were going to win that game.
No, I mean, I really thought.
I really didn't.
When we went down 19, I was like, yeah, this is. I mean.
We've only really gotten blown out once this year at Kansas. And, I mean, that wasn't like a.
Was a big blowout. We just.
Right.
I mean, we couldn't buy a bucket.
I thought Saturday we were going to get blown out. Mm-hmm. Just the way we looked and the way we played in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, it almost looked like we didn't want to play.
Not defensively.
Right. But then we go into TCU, and it's just, I don't know. I mean, of course, Jamie Dixon, and any chance we get to beat him,
Suck my Dixon.
yeah.
Old suck my Dixon. We'll see. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. You never know.
I think we'll get a pretty good judge off Baylor tomorrow night, watching them on what to expect for us. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Hugs and Everhart and the staff have that team sitting
Ready to
down.
go.
Well, sitting down watching that game.
Oh,
And-
what
and-
times? I think they would play after us, right?
I thought so.
They
I
play
thought
at
we
9?
played. Yeah, I thought we played at 7.
We
They
played
played
at
at
7.
9.
Yeah. Well, we'll be flying home. Hopefully, they have TVs on the.
We won't be flying home.
Oh, you're right.
That's what I mean.
We'll
We're
be
staying.
We'll be on a bus, probably. Right?
Yeah. Well,
You know,
maybe.
I don't know.
Might be back at the hotel for the night and then travel over to Waco.
Over. You're probably right. Yeah, they'll get to watch that game.
So, I'd say it's probably going to be.
Hey, man, they're undefeated.
Yeah,
They got big X on their chest.
I'd say it's probably going to be one of those. Say we've got dinner catered down in the, whatever. Hit the shower, meet back down here, and I mean, it's just going to be, why not? It's going to be an extra game film. I mean, you're going to watch film on them anyway. Might as well start watching see how they come out. Because if they come out, I'll tell you, if they come out hot tomorrow night, we're in trouble.
Baylor?
Yeah.
We'll see. You never know, man.
Yeah, but after a break like that, if they come out hot.
Texas had a break, though. They came out hot.
Well, that's
they
true.
They missed practice. They didn't practice until Thursday because of the weather.
That's true.
I don't like being off 3 weeks. I would not want to be off 3 weeks. But Baylor has a lot of upperclassmen. They play together a lot. My concern for them would be game shape.
Yeah.
3 weeks is a long time.
Especially if it's, I mean, come on. College kids.
Hey, yeah.
College kids, 3 weeks, and you're supposed to be quarantined. What were you doing? I mean,
I don't know.
Probably laid up drinking, sitting around playing Xbox. I mean, you're not supposed to leave your apartment.
Yeah,
it's you and your roommates quarantined. Well, how about this? We take a break, come back, do predictions, give out our beer of the week, and get out of here.
We'll be right back after this word.
Son of a bitch!
When your heating and cooling system needs service, turn to Francisco Heating and Air Conditioning. They've been delivering quality service in West Virginia since 1980. No matter the make or model, Francisco Heating and Cooling can make sure your unit is back in service in no time, and their work is guaranteed. Francisco Heating and Air Conditioning is fully licensed and insured and is a certified Trane dealer. And remember, it's hard to stop a Trane. Find them on Facebook or call 304-542-1895. Catch the Mountaineers in comfort with Francisco Heating and Air Conditioning.
Cock-a-doodle-doo, clock squawking on the nightstand, slapping the alarm. I stumbled to the pot, got coffee on the stove top, button up the blue collar. Time to make the boots walk out the front door. Yeah, sun ain't even up yet, sunny, but we sure are, yeah. 'Cause time is money, and we're making them dirt road dollars way out yonder, having them hollers, doing it like our fathers. Up on them tractors, out in them pastures, making it rain like water. Farm boy gold, 24 karat gold corn grows. Lunch break, bite, couple sweet tea swallowers, right back to making them dirt road dollars. Picking, peeling, shuck, stack, digging, tilling, swing that hammer at the 2x. 40 hours well past, raking in the grain cash, stacking up the haystacks, red clay paid, 'cause we ain't afraid to break backs or a good sweat. Nah, the sun ain't gone down yet, sunny, so we ain't done yet, hell no.
All right, let's get into these predictions. Well, first, let's give out the Pallet Bar Beer of the Week.
Now it's time!
Beer.
It is a great night to be a Mountaineer, wherever you may be.
Crum, who you got?
Giving it to Matthews. The much maligned Emmett Matthews. He played a great game, and he loved the intensity from him. I hope he plays really well when he goes and attacks the hoop.
Yeah.
That's what he needs to do.
Well, I'm going to be right there with you. I was torn between Matthews and McNeil, and then listening to Matthews post game and how he was. I'll give my honorable mention. I'll give a shot to McNeil. I mean, the kid didn't do anything first half, came out on fire. I mean, that's kind of hard to do, come off the bench after being cold and hit like he did. But I've compared Emmett Matthews over and over to Issa Ahmad. Because you would see a flash and then you wouldn't see anything for games, and then you'd see, and what was it, Matthews' freshman year, you got to see, I mean, he played balls to the wall the whole time. Then sophomore, he hit that sophomore slump.
Mm-hmm.
And now junior is kind of like he's trying to find his identity. Who is he? Who is he? I think he showed his identity against Texas. He showed this is the type of ball player he is. Now he's got to do it. He plays like that. I'm telling you, our run from here on out, our run lives and dies by how he's going to play. If he plays like that, we have a shot at the Final Four. If not, we're out in 16 or Elite 8, no question.
Well, I think it's more position. We have to get more out of that position, and that is Matthews and Bridges. But Matthews is a junior, Bridges is a freshman. I know Bridges was here a year, but
right. But he sat on the bench and didn't play any game.
It's not the same. So Matthews is the guy you would want to sort of take the lead. What I liked out of Matthews was just his intensity and his body language, like something.
He was having fun again.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he was getting after it, and the Ahmad comparison. Ahmad to me always looked. When I say sleepy, I don't mean literally like sleepy.
Just lackadaisical.
Yes, and there are times when Matthews, and to be fair to him, sometimes he doesn't need to score, and these other guys, primarily the guards, and then even Culver too, they take a game over, and there's just not a lot of shots. So,
which is fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I like seeing him go try to dunk on that guy, even though he paid a price. I like to see him getting on the floor, slapping the floor. That's what I want out of him.
Now, granted, again, he got corona. He lost 18 pounds.
Yeah.
And you kind of got to – I mean, the kid didn't have 18 pounds to lose.
Yeah, that's true.
So, maybe he's – not that it excuses pre-corona, but maybe now, his body's finally feeling – I mean, he's feeling good, and maybe he's, I don't know. Hats
I
off
agree
to him.
with you, though. It's that fourth spot that's what you would call a four-man or power forward, even though they're not really like traditional power forwards. Even Bridges, I mean, you got to get a little bit out. He chipped in a little bit. You got to get a little bit out of him. And if that position gives us, what do you think, 16 a game?
Between the two?
Between the two of them?
Oh, absolutely.
We're going to be tough to beat.
Absolutely. And actually, I mean, you could throw a third because they've been throwing Ketty Johnson in at a 3, 4, 2. I mean, he's kind of been like that.
Well, he's a guard. I mean, he's...
Well, right, but they've moved him... again, like you said, it's not a traditional. When he goes real small... He
sort of plays two guard.
Yeah. So...
I'll say one more thing, though. If anybody else throws full court passes...
Oh, God.
Put a live round in the Mountaineers' gun and shoot them. I mean, stop.
Yeah.
Unless a guy is just completely
unless it's blatantly wide open.
Right. Basically cherry picking. Stop. McCabe did it. I think Sherman did it.
Sherman did it to Matthews and overthrew him.
It's been a problem all year. And you can do it against Kansas State, but when every possession matters in the tournament, you're going to regret that.
Right.
So stop.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
God, that drives me crazy.
All right, so going into TCU tomorrow night, 7 o'clock.
I think we're going to win. I think it's going to be a tight game. They're going to come at us. We're top 10,
Yeah.
But we're going to win.
Wonder what
6
the
in a
line
row
is.
on the road. What is the line?
I don't know.
6.5, 7 probably.
Us or them?
Well, we would be favored.
You'd hope.
I hope so. I cheated. I know what we are on the Ken Palm.
Well, that's true.
That's kind of what they set the lines off of.
Let's see. I don't know.
Have they posted a?
I mean, it should have been posted beginning of the week, and I should have looked then. I've been following some other guy on Twitter, getting my information off of that. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Baylor, what do you think?
You know what? I'm going to go for it. We win by 3. McNeil again with a last-second shot.
Ooh. You want him taking the last shot? I saw an interesting question on Twitter.
If he's shooting the way he did in the second half of Texas, yeah, from 3. Because here's the thing: everyone knows it's going to Miles. It's going to Miles. It's going to Miles.
Yeah, it's true.
Let them think it's going to Miles and work that. Ask McNeil, hey, where are you feeling it from? Left corner. Okay. Well, you get to the left corner, you all get him the ball and let him pop it.
Right. On Twitter, I saw last 30 years, who do you want taking the last shot? This is no-brainer for me. On West Virginia, obviously.
Yeah, last 30 years.
1991. Who do you want taking that last shot?
Oh, gee. I mean, I know you say it's a no-brainer for you, but there's
only one guy.
I mean, there's a part of me that still pictures that Gerard West last-second shot. I mean, when you
Hugs
said that,
probably doesn't want to remember that.
No, Hugs probably doesn't want to remember that at all. But you just said that, and that's what popped in my head. But
it's got to be Butler.
I was going to say, but Deshaun could hit from anywhere.
Yeah, he wanted the ball too. That's what I love. Give him a guy who wants the ball. You kind of have some of that with McBride, and I mean, obviously, all time it's going to be Jerry West.
Well, all time, yes.
I saw some guy on Twitter try to say no, I'd rather have Butler, but I don't know. That's a fun question.
That is a fun question because
besides Butler, okay. Besides Butler, who do you want going back all time?
All time,
since 1991, 30 years. This gets tough.
No, I mean, this would take. I would almost, just because I said it, I would almost go with either Gerard West or Damian Owens.
I think I'd go Deuce.
Really?
Yeah. I think I'd go Deuce. Hopefully he's here for a couple more years.
Yeah. It'd be nice to have him and Culver come back.
Yeah. I hope so. Who knows?
We'll have to save that question for Diddy. I can't believe he's not here. Hey, Diddy, who do you think?
Who would
start thinking about it? I don't. Marcus Gorey.
Marcus Gorey.
I'm just now you've got me
thinking
nostalgia back in those days.
I don't know if you remember Chris Leonard.
I remember
Leonard
Chris
was a
Leonard.
shooter.
Josh Yeager. Yeager could. Kevin Pittsnoggle.
Hey, Lionel Armstead wasn't scared to shoot the last shot.
No, he wasn't. Pittsnoggle. Pat Beeline.
Gansey.
Who knows? I mean, we've had, when you look back and think over the last 30 years, just in the last 30 years, not just all time, just last 30 years since 91, think of the shooters that has played on these WVU teams.
Yeah, in my opinion, though, there's got to be more to it than just making shots. So you got to be able to clear out and take your man off the dribble and get to the hoop. And
well, right, and but to me, that's a shooter also.
Right,
right. But that's what I'm saying. If you look at the definition of a all-out games on the line, what are you going to do? Who are you going to go to? We have had some unbelievable players. Mm-hmm. I mean, think about you
guys
said
have hit some clutch shots.
You said Mike Gansey. Think about Gansey would drive in there and take a body and
ask Wake Forest about him.
Right. You start thinking of some of these games.
I rewatched that during Corona. And that game is wild. Pittsnoggle fouled out. I think people forget that. Chris Paul fouled out. That's a fun one to go back and watch. You don't even have to watch. Just watch the 2 overtimes.
Right. Man, gosh. Talk about nostalgia.
Yeah.
Man, we'll have to have a nostalgia set around this summer. Have a nostalgia show.
All right. I'm down for I'm down to go back in the vault.
Break it down.
I'll go back
to basketball, do football. And
I'll go back to the 40s.
Speaking of WVU sports, baseball team went down to Georgia State, opened up their season down there, started off with an extra inning win Friday, and when they asked Maisie about it, Maisie said, well, it's been so long since we played baseball, we decided that we just wanted to go a few extra innings just because we missed it. But
that's going to be interesting to see how they I mean, they're ranked 14th, and
Yeah, and we lost 2 of our star players.
yeah, we'll see.
So, but I mean,
Men's soccer starting. I'm kind of pumped for that. Women's soccer starting.
and our women's team's always good.
Yeah, they should be really good. I'm pumped. I'm not a big soccer guy, but I'm curious to see what this guy Stratford can do because he won 2 natties at UC.
Yeah, I mean,
He's alumni. I think he played in the MLS.
Yeah,
he's from England.
He's filling some big shoes.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah. LeBlanc did a pretty good job. So
I mean, that's the only way for soccer wise. I mean, the only bigger shoes to be filled will be when Nicky Izzo.
I think they call those shoes in soccer boots.
Boots.
But that's about all I know about soccer. But if we're playing well, I'll watch it.
Oh, I'll
watch
watch
our
it.
women.
Our women are vicious.
They're tough.
Well, that being said, man, let's get out of here.
Let's go.
See y'all next week.